Welcome to Trending Update USA. I am Steffan, and today we're diving deep into one of the most remarkable milestones in modern tennis history, Aryna Sabalenka's staggering 2025 season that has officially shattered Serena Williams' long-standing prize money record. The Belarusian powerhouse, known for her unmatched ferocity, unrelenting power, and emotional intensity on the court, has rewritten the economic landscape of women's tennis with an eye-popping haul of $15 million in prize money this year alone. This achievement doesn't just make headlines, it cements Sabalenka's place among the sport's richest and most dominant elites. But behind the numbers lies a story of resilience, evolution, and the ever-changing face of women's tennis in the post-Serena era. Aryna Sabalenka's 2025 season began like a storm gathering force on the horizon. After narrowly missing the year-end #1 ranking in 2024, she returned this season with vengeance in her eyes and purpose in every swing. The hard-hitting Belarusian has been in sublime form since the opening tournaments of the year, winning titles across multiple surfaces and establishing herself as the face of tennis' new generation of champions. From Melbourne to Madrid, from Doha to Dubai, and then to the WTA Finals, Sabalenka's season has been a masterclass in dominance. Every forehand felt like a declaration, every victory a statement, that she is here to define this era just as Serena did before her. The record she broke was not just any record. Serena Williams' prize money mark stood as one of those untouchable milestones that symbolized both greatness and longevity. For years, Serena's total earnings represented the pinnacle of what was possible in women's tennis. But in 2025, Sabalenka's performances pushed the ceiling even higher, crossing the unprecedented $15 million threshold in a single season. To put that in perspective, the amount exceeds the career earnings of many former top players and is a reflection of how women's tennis has evolved, not only in athleticism but also in financial opportunity. Throughout the 2025 campaign, Sabalenka's consistency has been the cornerstone of her success. Early in the season, she started strong with a commanding run at the Australian Open, where she reached yet another deep semi-final, reinforcing her status as one of the most reliable Grand Slam performers of this generation. Though she fell just short of capturing that title, her journey through the hard courts of Melbourne earned her vital momentum and a massive boost in both confidence and prize earnings. What followed next was a cascade of victories that propelled her into the record books. Her clay court season was equally impressive, as Sabalenka defied her early career struggles on the surface to reach new heights. The turnaround was symbolic. Once seen as a power player whose game didn't suit the slow clay, she meticulously adapted her style. Working closely with her coaching team, she learned to balance aggression with patience, constructing points rather than merely overpowering her opponents. Her triumph in Madrid, where she dismantled top-tier opponents including Iga Swiatek in a breathtaking final, was a defining moment. That victory alone not only added a hefty check to her season's total but also showcased how far she's come as a complete player. Moving to the grass season, Sabalenka continued to make headlines. Her run at Wimbledon captured the imagination of fans worldwide. Her powerful serves, fearless baseline play, and newfound composure turned her matches into blockbuster events. Every appearance drew record audiences both on television and streaming platforms, demonstrating her growing global appeal. Sponsors began lining up, not just because of her victories, but because of the charisma and intensity she brought to every match. Wimbledon became another financial milestone, adding to her soaring earnings and setting the stage for her hard-court dominance later in the year. But perhaps the defining stretch of 2025 for Sabalenka came during the summer hard-court swing in North America. This was the phase where she truly separated herself from the rest of the field. She clinched multiple WTA 1000 titles, including a stunning performance at the Cincinnati Masters, where she outclassed Coco Gauff in a three-set thriller that had fans on their feet. That victory not only earned her one of the biggest paydays of the season but also sent a message to the rest of the circuit, that Aryna Sabalenka was not merely chasing greatness, she was living it. By the time the US Open arrived, Sabalenka was a global superstar. The New York crowd, always drawn to fiery personalities and bold play, embraced her with open arms. Her run to the final there, and the eventual triumph under the lights of Arthur Ashe Stadium, marked the pinnacle of her career. The $3 million winner's check from the U.S. Open was the single largest of the season and pushed her past the monumental $15 million mark in total earnings for the year. With that victory, she didn't just lift a trophy, she lifted herself into the pantheon of tennis legends. The significance of surpassing Serena Williams' record cannot be overstated. Serena's name has been synonymous with dominance, power, and longevity. To break a record set by a legend who redefined women's tennis for over 2 decades is a rare and powerful accomplishment. For Sabalenka, it's not merely about money, it's about legacy. It represents the culmination of years of sacrifice, self-doubt, growth, and relentless pursuit of excellence. Sabalenka has often spoken about how much Serena influenced her own career, how watching Serena's matches inspired her to believe that strength and femininity could coexist on court. Now, by breaking Serena's record, she has symbolically carried the torch forward into a new era. Off the court, Sabalenka's brand value has skyrocketed. In addition to her prize money, endorsement deals with leading global companies have made her one of the most marketable athletes in the world. Luxury brands, sportswear giants, and tech companies have all signed partnerships with her, drawn to her combination of competitive fire and authenticity. Her emotional interviews, where she often speaks candidly about her struggles and triumphs, have endeared her to millions. She is not afraid to show vulnerability, and that transparency has built a powerful connection with fans. 2025 has also been a year of emotional depth for Aryna Sabalenka. The loss of her father a few years ago remains a source of motivation for her. She's often dedicated victories to him, saying she still feels his presence during her toughest moments on court. That personal drive, that emotional undercurrent beneath her fierce exterior, gives her performances a profound sense of purpose. When she steps onto the court, she isn't just playing for titles or money, she's playing for legacy, family, and a deep sense of fulfillment that transcends sport. Her relationship with her team has also evolved. Longtime coach Anton Dubrov has played an instrumental role in refining her game, helping her transform raw power into tactical precision. Together they've built one of the most efficient player-coach partnerships in modern tennis. The improvements in her movement, mental focus, and shot selection are evident in every match she plays. She has learned to harness her emotions, turning what was once her weakness, occasional outbursts and frustration, into fuel for greater resilience. As Sabalenka's dominance continues, the conversation around her inevitably turns to her place in tennis history. With multiple Grand Slam titles, world number 1 ranking periods, and now the all-time single-season prize money record, she is undoubtedly carving out a legacy that could stand among the all-time greats. Analysts and former champions alike have begun comparing her impact to the likes of Serena, Sharapova, and Graf. While it's too early to predict where her career will ultimately end, what's clear is that she has already changed the narrative about what is possible in women's tennis, both competitively and financially. The WTA itself has benefited enormously from Sabalenka's rise. Her intense rivalries, especially with Iga Swiatek, Coco Gauff, and Elena Rybakina, have reinvigorated fan interest in women's tennis. The power balance among these top players has created one of the most thrilling competitive landscapes the sport has seen in years. Every match between them feels like a heavyweight showdown, and Sabalenka's record-breaking success adds another layer of intrigue to the sport's future. Social media has exploded with reactions to her $15 million milestone. Fans from all over the world have celebrated her achievement, posting clips of her biggest wins and emotional moments. Even Serena Williams herself acknowledged the accomplishment, congratulating Sabalenka with grace and admiration. A gesture that symbolized the passing of the torch between 2 generational greats. Tennis legends such as Billie Jean King and Martina Navratilova also praised her for advancing women's sport and breaking new barriers in both performance and earnings. But Sabalenka's journey is far from over. At just 27, she's entering the prime of her career, and her hunger for more titles is stronger than ever. She has publicly stated that her goal is to finish her career not only as one of the most successful players of all time but as one of the most respected. "It's not about the money," she said recently in an interview. "It's about the moments, the battles, the people who believed in me, and proving to myself that I can always be better. Those words perfectly capture the mindset that has propelled her to the top. As 2025 draws to a close, Aryna Sabalenka stands as a symbol of the new era of tennis, fierce, fearless, and financially empowered. Her story is one of transformation, from a raw, emotional player who sometimes lost control under pressure, to a poised, intelligent competitor who commands the sport's biggest stages. She has become an ambassador for the power of perseverance and belief. Her success has inspired young athletes around the world, especially young women who see in her a role model who breaks stereotypes while breaking records. There is also a broader conversation about how Sabalenka's earnings reflect the growing equality in tennis. Women's tennis has long been at the forefront of the fight for equal prize money, and her $15 million season proves that the sport continues to move in the right direction. Tournaments, sponsors, and audiences have all played a part in elevating the women's game to new heights. And in that sense, Sabalenka's record isn't just her own, it belongs to every woman who's ever fought for equal recognition on the court. Looking ahead, Sabalenka's focus will likely shift towards sustaining this level of dominance. The challenge for any top athlete isn't just reaching the summit but staying there. With young talents like Gauff, Swiatek, and Jing Qinwen rising fast, the competition will remain fierce. But if 2025 has proven anything, it's that Aryna Sabalenka thrives under pressure. Every setback she's faced has only made her stronger, and every victory has pushed her to dream even bigger. Her team has hinted that she's already planning her 2026 campaign with renewed energy and goals. She wants to expand her impact beyond tennis, exploring philanthropic projects focused on youth sports, women's empowerment, and mental health awareness. Those who know her closely describe her as deeply passionate about giving back, and with her growing influence, she's in a position to make a real difference. As fans and analysts continue to marvel at her $15 million record-breaking haul, one thing is clear: Aryna Sabalenka has not only redefined the boundaries of success in tennis but also redefined what it means to be a modern champion. She stands tall among the richest, most influential athletes in the world, and she's done it her way, through grit, emotion, and unshakable belief. For now, as she takes a well-deserved break before the next season, the tennis world salutes her achievement. Aryna Sabalenka's 2025 season will be remembered not just for the trophies or the records, but for the way she made fans feel, the power, the passion, the authenticity. She has proven that greatness is not inherited, it's earned, one powerful forehand at a time. And in doing so, she has written her name alongside Serena Williams, not as a successor, but as a worthy equal in the ever-evolving story of women's tennis. This is Steffan, and you've been watching Trending Update USA. Stay tuned for more exclusive updates and deep insights into the world of sport's biggest game changers.